hadn't recessed can lights in your hallway. This hallway is dark. The only source of light is that sad little sconce in the corner. What I want to do is add a couple of can lights here on the ceiling. What I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this sconce. I'm going to wire it off of this sconce because all the light switches already exist. Some nicely convenient three-way switches are already wired to it, so makes perfect sense to me. Kill the breaker governing the light. Let's start by removing the sconce. I have no idea how it goes together. Oh, that was pretty. Remove the junction box. Screws off. There goes the junction box. I should quickly mention tools and supplies we'll need. So, obviously, the light housing. Now, this is for remodeling, which means it'll just be clamping to the drywall. And some basic electrical tools: wire cutters, wire strippers, wire nuts, junction box, some Romex. I'm gonna be using 12-2. All right. So, location for the downlights. I'm going to be picking the center line for each door opening here. That's going to give a nice and even spacing. But then also, of course, obviously has to be kind of center with the hallway. So I'm just going to measure here. All right, looks like we've been looking for right here, 25. I'm just going to jam this screwdriver right in. Hopefully there's no wood joist. Perfect.
So we have located the hole we just made, and we're going to use this as a template. Okay. So it turns out I don't have any wood saw bits that are big enough, so here we go. Just checking the fit. Trying to make sure it's big enough. We'll make it a bit larger. So I found where it's coming from. And what a clusterfuck I found.
And then I proceeded to complain for like another 3 minutes. But in essence, what I found here was two junction boxes. One is the original, where the three-way switches are wired to the sconce. And I think there used to be a downlight here, but it was replaced. Before we moved in, the fire marshal didn't pass the house because there were no smoke alarms. So someone, in a great big hurry, slapped this other junction box to replace it. So the one down below that's barely attached and is definitely not to code and just has hanging wires and all that shit, that's where the new smoke alarm is. But regardless, I removed the new junction box and secured the old one and routed everything through it nice and securely and buttoned everything up. Rejoice because it's intermission time, just so we get a clear idea of what's going on in terms of wiring. So look to this Microsoft Paint art and enjoy it. So we got two switches here, just like I do in my hall. I've got the two can lights here. This thick cable here, that's the supply cable. That's coming in from your breaker panel or whatever, and that's supplying the first switch. So here you have the black hot wire, the ground wire is going into a wire nut, and then the neutral, the white wire, is going into yet another wire nut, supplying the cable that's running between these two switches. Now this cable here is special. It's 3-conductor, well I suppose you could call it 4-conductor, but it has, on top of the black, white, and ground wire, it has one red wire that I think is called a runner, and that is how three-way switches work. So you have the red wire going between the two switches, you got its ground wire going to yet another wire nut. The first switch is grounded. From here, the cable goes from the first switch to the second switch. So here's your red runner wire, once again, hot going into it, and then all the grounds are wire nutted together. Finally, you have a cable going from the switch, the second switch, to your first can light. And so here's what we're looking at. We've got the junction box right here. That's what we're looking at in the video. The cable is going from the second switch into this junction box where I have chained it to the first can light, and then daisy chained the second can light off of the first one. That's just to give you a better idea of how to wire this.
God, I hope he wasn't an electrician. If so, that was some shit. Anyways, I'm gonna just use actually brand new cabling instead. I got it stripped down. You're gonna have to have about 6 inches of wire inside the junction box. We're gonna wrap that in, slip on this cable clamp. It's in there. Now you got this nut. You're gonna want to channel your inner Bob Ross and just beat the devil out of it. Put a flathead screwdriver and just hit it with the palm of your hand to tighten the nut. Clamp down on this. Alright, no spooky mysteries here. I just wired it up exactly how it was before. Alright, let's jump ahead here a little bit. So within 12 inches of a junction box, you gotta staple it down. Did that, routed it, and now over here, the can light we pushed from the bottom, and now these clips are doing the job of holding it against the drywall here. And now we have it again, staple in through a clamp, and they kindly provided these connectors. We will make expeditious use of them, or we will use them expeditiously. Alright, had to mangle it just a bit so I can get a good angle so I can slip those nuts on. But now we got the source coming from the switch, and we have a new cable that's going all the way to the other can light. And they're all wired into these handy connectors. Black to black, white to white, and ground to ground. And we got a similar situation here. Got that cable running to it, stapled within 12 inches from the junction box. All right, home stretch. We got the downlights here. That's what it looks like. We're going to start by screwing this in. Did all this complex stuff. Now we can't screw in a light bulb. They provided us with all kinds of hardware.
Excuse me, let me take this off. All kinds of hardware. We're going to use these springs to attach to our recess. They have a bunch of holes here. This middle one, that's the one we want to use for a 6-inch diameter recess. What is this? Screw made for ants? Come on. We're gonna do the same on the other side. All right, looks like this. Now we've got this screw for tapping. That's what they tell us to use for grounding. I'm gonna add that to the can. Connect it. Nice. Then this ground on the tap screw, self-tapping screw we just added. Gonna wrap it around clockwise around the screw. Tighten that so that it doesn't unwind. And there are these little slots here for the springs. Squeeze them together. Slide them in. Same thing, other side. Now tuck away the cables and wires and whatnot and just slips right in. Beautiful. Gonna fix that in a moment, but first let's look at that. I just turn on the breaker. Let's see. Woohoo! Look at that. My mess is beautifully illuminated. These look awesome. Alright, let's see if I can pull this off. I actually saw this technique on Reddit. Yeah, you see something and you think, oh, it's gonna be simple, no problem, looks easy. They make it look easy. We'll see what happens. So, something like that. We want all this gone except for the centerpiece right here. We want to keep the paper. Let's see what happens. Alright, all we're gonna do is try to score it. Hey, alright, we're not doing so bad so far. I like what I see, I'm encouraged. Let's go check it out. Alright, let's see. Am I about to be satisfied? Ooh, alright. Not bad. Then, a bit of mud. Hey man, that's not half bad. I will say the paper does get soggy, and if you put a little too much pressure it rips, but other than that, not too band. We'll wait for that to dry, sand, and then paint it.
And that is how you install recess downlighting from existing
electricity. It's not too difficult. Hopefully there's no hack jobs for you to fix. I'm really pleased with this result. Totally worth it. Maybe about 2.5, 3 hours worth of time. And that's all I have for you today.
Electrify that subscribe button, and we will see you next time.